Welcome to Keeping It Real. My name is Aisha. I am so glad that you're joining us today. This show is a series about entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. At this time, I am going to welcome Mr. William Beckles of Little League Gym. William, I want you to tell me about Little League Gym. How you got to where you are now. Your humble beginnings. Were they humble beginnings? Was this something that your father gave you, or did you start from scratch? How did you get to where you are now?
Well, very humble beginnings. Scratch does not describe where I started from. But I was into martial arts when I was like 16, 17 years old, and I was a very skinny young fella. So my instructor asked me to come and train by him, do little lift, little weights in the yard, that kind of stuff. And I found a love for it. But me now, the controlling person I am, I wanted my own stuff, my own weights. So I decided to, just invest in the field weights and that's nothing major. But I noticed that the people in the neighborhood started to come around. So when that happened, they said, well, why don't open a gym? I was like, open a gym? I'm not open a gym. So nevertheless, the people came. I started buying a little bit more weight, stuff like that. I decided, well, if this is the case, then I need to go and learn about fitness. So I did numerous certifications, personal training, aerobics, steps, spin, diet, the whole 9 yards. And that's basically how the gym really came about.
Okay, so when you realize that this is not just a little project now, that this is not a little self-improvement thing, and that you had people who were actually interested in joining your gym, when was the pivot point that you decided that, you know what, let me take this to the next level? When did that happen? When did you make that conscientious effort?
Well, that part I spoke just now, we started in 1993.
Right.
Again, controlling, can't take orders from people good. My last job was working at the airport, packing boat bags. That was 1996, and I tell the boss, like, see you in this nonsense, I'm done with this here. So when I came home that year, that was in November, was when I really pushed the gym. And I haven't worked since then for anybody but myself. And I think FundAccess came into play just shortly after that, maybe 98, 99, anywhere about there. So once I made that decision, I knew, well, listen, I have to make this work for me. Of course, at that time, it's nothing like what it is right now. But I had to make this work, and I decided, well, I'm going to go all into this, and that's what I basically did. My mom, my dad, well, my both parents, they supported me tremendously with my efforts. And the first loan I had at the time, my mother gave me just $3,000 just to go to the bank, just to buy little stuff. And that was like a mountain, for me at that time. But I had a passion for it. I like meeting people and interacting with people, and it kind of just took off from there. I mean, it's kind of a story that I never had planned, that took off.
All right, so you mentioned something about getting help. No, I want to keep it real and let's talk about that. Because I know you would have gotten help from your mom, but when did you realize that you needed more help? And when did you decide, or who pointed you in the direction of, you said FundAccess, of going to FundAccess and possibly getting funding to take it to the next level?
I am trying to remember who the person was that might have recommended FundAccess. I honestly don't remember, but I remember someone saying to me that there's this new company, because they're just not too long open, probably the same year I went to them, and that there was this new company, and that they were helping small businesses. So I went to them, and we had an interesting meeting.
What was interesting? A fantastic meeting. They were all on board for you. What was that like?
So there you have this young boy that's passionate about what he wants to do.
Right.
And he go into the meeting, and there was a person working there at the time who told him that what he wants to do can't be done. I'm like, how mean it can't be done? I don't want it. So, these what's the word here, help me here now, literal minds.
Right.
I from the practical world, she from the literal world. I said she, right? Oh my gosh. But yeah, but she can, obviously she couldn't see my vision. And I understood her standpoint from the numbers, what I took to her. But you can't kill a person's dream, and you don't know how strong a conviction the person has. If you want to advise based on what you see and you think it may not unfold the way how the person has, I could understand that. But your first interaction shouldn't be, it can't work. So from then that happened, we locked heads from day one. And nevertheless, it got pretty heated. But we quickly got that. Someone came in and allowed that basically. And we moved forward. I moved forward basically from that. And to this day, I'm still going forward.
Good.
Good.
And so you've gotten the financing now, so I assume that all is going well with the business, right?
Wrong. Boy, you got to be an entrepreneur. Okay, put it this way, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur because to them it's glamorous. You go work when you want to go work, blah, blah. That is complete opposite of what an entrepreneur really is. You work 24 hours a day, believe it or not. Even when you're sleeping, your brain is working. So when I get the first loan, we had to upgrade the gym because the gym was all galvanized, the holes in the roof, 8 different pieces of color carpet on the floor. So it was nothing that, again, remember, just neighborhood people would come in. But people started inquiring about the little gym. People started coming to the little gym. So we had to make it look more presentable, obviously. And the story I always give with FundAccess, that first loan I board was to add on my aerobic studio at the daytime. And I remember I had a purple charade, a little small hatchback here. And I went to manage that time in North Pierhead in Fontebelle. The carpenter came and gave me the measurement, gave me the estimate materials that he want, that kind of stuff. And he said, okay, here's what you need to get. It's no problem. So I went to manage now down Fontebelle, and I gave the guy this list. And I remember seeing a short, dark man, never remember his name, short, dark guy. He was the lumberyard supervisor at the time, manager 182. And he got the guys to pull the material. And then he said to me, go and bring the truck. I was like, okay. So I went around the corner because they couldn't see the car, and I bought the car. And he was like, there's no way that material will get in that car. Mind you, I wasn't alone, I had my friend with me as well. When we done park this car, and we left Manny's car park, I believe that every staff member in Manny's car park, Manny's establishment came out to see it. Because, and I say that to say, when you are driven and you are passionate about what you do, you make the impossible happen. So, but you have to, I believe that entrepreneurs are born and not made. That's my opinion. You don't just get up one morning and say you're an entrepreneur. You gotta got that in you, because Aisha is a very, very hard road. It's a lonely road. You are not popular, especially when you gotta deal with staff. When you gotta deal with friends, people figure out you think you're more than me because you can't limelight them, and you can't. So it's not an easy journey.
So you gave a lot of information there. I remember I want you to think of what you would tell yourself if you could go back in time. Even if somebody listening now and they know going into business and they're feeling a little downtrodden or they're feeling like they would give up. What is some key advice that you would give to old William or to somebody who is now starting a business and feeling a little lost and they don't know what to do? What do you think are some key things that you would tell yourself or that person?
Well, one thing that I would tell myself again is I did a lot of reading. Reading is important. I read books about, you name it, all kind of entrepreneurs, and, I read a lot of books about how things that people went into that ended up being something completely different. The book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, is a very good guide for young entrepreneurs. I encourage anyone to read that book. In terms, when it comes to your business, how you carry yourself is what makes the difference. You have to be humble. You can't be arrogant. You don't know everything. You're not learning. People gravitate towards you based on how you are as an individual. I have been fortunate to be helped by so many people in my journey. People did work for me and did not charge for whatever reason. I have experienced all these things, but that's because of how I was. If I didn't know, I asked. And I make sure I ask the weirdest questions. You gotta ask, because there's a lot of help out there. And the thing is, you don't know what you don't know, but you gotta find the areas that you want to go in and seek out people in that area and ask. Everything you get won't be applicable to your business, but it doesn't hurt to have that knowledge. And I was able to tailor all of the networking that I have done and all the people I've come in contact with to, let's say, to my advantage, because we all know that networking is key. And as a friend of mine always said to me, people do business with people, not with buildings. So networking is key, being humble is key, and just asking questions is key.
Good. Thank you for that. That was truly inspiring, and I think that it goes outside of business. I think this is for life too. You got to dig deep to at things. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see Little League?
Well, Little League right now has transformed a lot over the years. Little League now is more of an instructor-based gym. By that I mean, instructors come to Little League gym, they pay a monthly rental, and they bring their clients. So I've gone away from managing members more so to like a fitness landlord, so to speak. We're actually improving on that. We're improving our facility. I've been fortunate to keep my overheads down because my facility is fully solar powered, thanks to FundAccess and the Ministry of Innovation and
Business and Innovation. I think that's what it is.
You got it better than me. I don't know if you got the money from me. Thank you very much for the money, but you have it there. But so these are things that I see the gym going. We're making it bigger. We're actually in the process of expanding our outdoor facilities. That's coming very soon. I don't want to say too much about that right now, but that's coming very soon where Little Gym is concerned. And I just want to continue providing the great service that I provide to all of my customers. We don't do a lot of marketing. 95% of my business is word of mouth. And that's basically it, really.
Good. So that means that you have a sound product, then you go by your reputation.
Well, after 31 years, I would like to believe that the product is a very sound product, to be honest with you.
Cheers to that. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we're going on a little smooth road now. We're on a smooth road now. Things you're telling me, we on a smooth path. Tell me about the difficult times. Tell me about the challenges that Little League has had. Tell me what you had to do or what frame of mind you had to put yourself in to deal with the challenges of running your business.
You could be a strong person, and you cannot let what people say bother you. I have had issues with staffing until I found a core staff that worked with me for a number of years until COVID came about. But they had issues with staff because, remember, I was a young person when I started the gym. So some of the staff even older than me. So you got a little skinny little boy trying to give people the orders. That didn't go down too well. So I had to learn to fire people early. And the first time it was a little intimidating, but afterward, like, shit, you fire, get along home, easy. But then we found a core set of staff that worked well, yes, but that also came with challenges. What I would say to people is, don't ever hire family, don't ever hire your friends. And people, keep your staff, don't disrespect your staff, but keep it separate. They are not your friends. They are your employees.
So why can't I hire my family and my friends? What's the big deal?
Try hiring your brother for a month and then tell you, well, look, go and pick up them weights that Jeffrey left there after hours. You can tell, not me, that Jeffrey weight. So because they don't respect you the same way. People, when it becomes too familiar, they lose respect for you. That even happened to me in my latter years with some of my staff. They were there so long, and they started to get a little comfortable. Then came COVID. COVID came along, and whether good or bad, it was we couldn't continue on the same path. Hence, I had to change up my whole portfolio of how I ran the gym. That would have taken care of that issue. Not only staff, then institutions, whether banks, FundAccess, whatever, you go to these, people will, I had a girlfriend that wants to ask me where I can get a job with normal people. Needless to be broker, obviously. So these are things that would happen to you. You're going to get friends that going to stop being your friend because they want you to go spend money, you want to save money, you want to work. They don't see it that way. They can give you, they can say you think you're better than me. You're gonna get those kind of challenges. Then you can get customers now, family again, that believe that because they're your family or their friend, they should get a free ride. No, it don't work so. So you got to be very, I don't want to say cold, but for lack of a better word, you got to be cold. No, you always hear employees saying, man, the boss ain't a good boss. And it is really true. The boss is not a good boss. The boss is the boss. And when you learn to respect that and understand that, it's not, I tell people all the time, it's not personal. When you make a decision, it is not personal. If you want to hold it personal, that's entirely up to you. So, you know, these things that people don't understand, they don't respect you. Customers want to come, well, I don't have that issue in the gym. They want to come, they don't want to pay fees. You can't do that. You got to be able to say, listen, you can't come in this gym. Simple. Not in that manner, obviously, but these are things that you got to make these cold, hard decisions. Other challenges could be just not knowing where to get information, and then when you go to these establishments that's supposed to be government informations, that's supposed to give you information, you know how these people are met sometimes. So you don't know where you're going. They're frustrated already because they have other conditions, and you lock horns. You got to be able to diffuse these situations. So you got to be a really strong person. I had a scenario recently where I came back from overseas and I bought a letter telling me that I did not register for something. I was like, this
is to do with government?
With government, yeah.
All right, so let me stick a pin in that for a minute. You just dropped a lot of information there, and I feel as though you would be a great minister, actually. If you were a minister for a day, minister of business, tell me what you would do. Tell me how you would change things. Tell me how you make it easier for that person who's frustrated at running the business. Tell me the things that you can put in place to make things better.
First thing we do, we need a small business forum. Now, you are a small business, and the government always preaching they're making funds available for small businesses, but you got to jump through hoops to get it. That's the first thing first. One thing we do now is we're going to form a forum that small businesses come and join. Now, we pay the same taxes as other businesses that fall in the same portfolio. We pay the same utility costs. We pay the same NAS costs. We got to pay staff the same minimum wage or whatever the case may be. So you are asking a small business now to pay the same, to be a small business one, but you are paying the same expenses as a large business. You are pulling pool, from the same pool to employ people as a large business does. It can't be the same. Now, most small business people, their businesses got to pay the staff, yes, pay back the loans, pay themselves, and still pay rent, maybe for a house.
What are some solutions then?
Some solutions would be to, again, yes, provide funding, yes, but you need to provide training. And by training, I don't mean a one-off seminar. I mean a series of training sessions where it be marketing, accounting, etc. However, in my opinion, the most important training that you should provide for any small business person is psychological training, because you have no idea the stress that you are under as a young or small business person. So as a minister, I'd make sure that we put that kind of forum in place where people can come with a trained psychologist and vent, and they give you different tips of how to deal with family, deal with friends, and if you, God forbid, you're working from home and your sister got 3 little children in the house running about in bear palm prison on the weirs. So these are things that really happen that people got to deal with every day. So first, let's make sure, provide a forum where we can get discounts for basic utilities, basic expenses. Second, provide training, adequate ongoing training for technical services. And finally, provide psychological training for persons who are dealing with small businesses.
I wasn't laughing, but I mean, like, mental health is a big thing. And I honestly think, and I think you can reiterate that, you have to be mentally fit to run a business. You got to put yourself in that frame of mind. But in closing, I want you to just tell me where you see yourself in the next 5 years. You see yourself?
Probably the Red Sea diving again. You know, yeah. Well, I'm not as young as I look, and I plan to retire soon, hopefully, from active duty. But on a serious note, I like what I do. I love what I do. I am actually involved in another business venture again because I must be challenged. The gym now is not challenging in the same way as it was at the beginning. They have different challenges now which they manage, but they must be challenged. So as I said, we're growing it into a bigger fitness landlord venture, more or less. And as I said, I'm into other ventures that does coincide with the gym. And before we go, let me just add that be very careful of over expanding your businesses too soon, one, or because you may be successful in one area, going into other areas that don't complement what you're actually doing. I made that mistake myself, and I paid dearly, dearly for it. So that's a piece of advice that I want to give people out there as well.
Well, thank you so much, William. I don't run a business, but I got a lot of advice out of that. And I really wish you continued success for the next how many more years?
Well,
you say you're retiring soon, but
I won't retire soon, but I mean, I plan to live to about 105 years
all right,
old.
So next
yeah.
50 years then, or so,
at least
60,
that.
70?
At least 50 more
all right,
would be good
okay.
for
So
me.
you're 21? How
No, 22.
Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you, William.
Thank you too.
All right. Thank you for joining.